What's going on, Z Nation, and welcome to another edition of ZSPN. I'm your host, Zaid here, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and the NBA draft prospect that will potentially land with the Los Angeles Lakers with the number 4 overall selection. I just want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about maybe the top 4 prospects that are potentially going to land with the Los Angeles Lakers with the number 4 overall selection. And as of right now, it is June 1st, about 19 days until the NBA draft starts. I believe the draft starts on June 20th, and I just really I'm really looking forward to that. So I really can't wait for that, honestly. Now, before anything, like always, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all the good social media stuff. Now, before I get into the draft prospects of this year's draft for the number 4 overall selection that the Lakers might be looking at, let's just be very clear about the number 4 overall selection. There's still a good chance that the Los Angeles Lakers might trade the number 4 overall selection, possibly before the draft or maybe once the draft starts. So you never know. Any offers can come to the Lakers that finds appealing to them. They might consider trading the number 4 overall selection, and it's just one of those type of moments where you just have to think about the type of situation the Lakers are in. Okay, as of right now, there's still some drama when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, and drama comes and goes, but at the same time it's still there. But as of right now, the Lakers, when it comes to this number 4 overall selection, they really need to think about what comes to them if a potential trade does happen. Now, there has been some speculations, some rumors that the Lakers might consider trading the number 4 overall selection for somebody like Bradley Beal or Anthony Davis, which I don't really think they're going to trade for Anthony Davis because, obviously, for many reasons. I mean, the Pelicans just don't want to deal with the Los Angeles Lakers, and obviously I just don't know why, but, that's how the nature of this business is. And also there is the Washington Wizards, but as of right now, there's been some rumors here and there that the Washington Wizards are asking a bit too much for Bradley Beal. And I mean, I saw a list of a package deal that they will include Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, and the number 4 overall selection. It's between Kyle Kuzma and Brandon Ingram when it comes to that sort of trade for Bradley Beal. And personally, for me, I think that's a bit too much for somebody like a Bradley Beal. I mean, you're getting a number 4 overall pick in this draft, and with the type of prospects that are in this draft, they are potentially going to be a game changer for your organization. And that's why once I get into the prospects of this year's draft, if the Lakers do decide to draft someone, we really have to look at what's in front of them and what is the best ideal prospect that could potentially land with the Los Angeles Lakers. But as of right now, I mean, personally for me, if I was going to trade the number 4 overall selection, I'll possibly include somebody like either Brandon Ingram, Brandon Ingram or Kyle Kuzma for the number 4 overall selection. Okay, that's just enough. If somehow they do want someone else attached to it, maybe add on Josh Hart. I mean, come on. I mean, there is a lot of situations that teams need to really consider when it comes to the Lakers situation and what they have. I mean, if they're just going to take advantage of the Los Angeles Lakers, then I think the Lakers should just not trade the number 4 overall pick and just continuing to just draft players who are potential ready players. And I just think by just doing that, you're just going to be wasting a lot of talent. And, see what happened with D'Angelo Russell. I mean, the guy is now an all-star. And, Jordan Clarkson, I mean, he's potentially going to be an all-star someday. And seeing somebody like Julius Randle, who they let go, and look how he developed as a player. I mean, there has been a lot of situations when the Lakers traded their young players, they go out and become one of the most talented players that we never really saw out of them during their times with the Lakers. So, I mean, the Lakers really need to do their homework when it comes to the number 4 overall selection and a potential trade package if they do decide to trade for some sort of star caliber player like a Bradley Beal, or potentially, which I don't really think is going to happen, with a Anthony Davis sort of situation. And when it comes to that, I'll probably make a video about it, but I just don't really think. I mean, it could be a possibility that a trade might happen, but don't bet money on it, because I don't really think any sort of offers that will be appealing for a number 4 overall selection will come the Lakers' way, unless if it's an all-star caliber player, or it's, I don't know, maybe potentially a superstar. I mean, I'm not so sure, guys. So please comment down below if you guys think the Lakers should trade the number 4 overall selection. I really appreciate your thoughts and opinions when it comes to that. But let's get into the draft prospects of this year's draft, who are ranked between the number 4 and the number 5 overall selection. I mean, there are potential players that are going to land between there. There are great talent. I mean, the amount of talent that is in the prospects for the Los Angeles Lakers is very appealing. Because as of right now, when it comes to these draft players, what the Lakers need to look for is number 1 on their list is shooters. And the 4 prospects for this year's draft are potential shooters. And they are elite shooters, and I can make the argument that they are really skilled at it. So those 4 players, by the name, I will give you guys the list of the names, but the Lakers need to look for a shooter and a ready player who is ready to start the NBA, ready to go and just dominate in the NBA and just be a ready team for any sort of playoff run or what sort of thing. I mean, I just really think the Lakers need to look at that, and defensive players. And most of these players that I'm going to mention are good defensive players, and they can defend. So honestly, I'll give you guys the list. Number 1 on the list is Reddish out of Duke. Number 2 is Jarrett Culver, Jarrett Culver from Texas Tech. Number 3 on that list is Darius Garland from Vanderbilt. I believe number 4 on that list, it is DeAndre Hunter out of Virginia, who recently won a championship with that team. So there are potential. These are the 4 potential prospects that could land with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, if I want to give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about who should the Lakers take, it's very hard to say, because most of these guys on that list are good potential players. I mean, they are ready players who are good shooters, and they can defend. Now, we can make the argument that maybe Reddish is not really a good defensive player, but at the same time, the guy can shoot, and he shows a sort of comparison to a Paul George-esque type of player. I mean, the guy can score, and he can also bring that athleticism that he used to bring with in Duke. So I just really think by having somebody like him on the Lakers would really help out the Lakers' chances as a sort of a third option, or some sort of if the Lakers are under pressure, this guy can step up his role as that sort of third option type of a player. So maybe Reddish, to be honest, he's one of those type of players that you should not really pass on when it comes to that. Number 2, it is Jarrett Culver from Texas Tech. I just really think by having somebody like him on your team would really help your chances defensively. He is a shooter, but he's not like an elite shooter. I mean, there has been some times where, like, if you ever want to rely on him with the ball and he's going to shoot, yeah, you can honestly have him that reliability. but at the same time, there has been some instance that he's never really there when it comes to a reliable shooter. Now, I like the guy, but at the same time, I just really think if the Lakers want to have a player who is just ready to go and just on his A game, then you should really consider somebody like maybe a Reddish or a DeAndre Hunter. Now, DeAndre Hunter, he's the type of guy that he is NBA ready. Okay, the guy there's been some arguments that he has drawn into comparison of a Kawhi Leonard. But at the same time, defensively, he is not really so much there. But at the same time, he is a really good shooter when it comes to being a reliable player. But overall, what I'm trying to say here, most of these players that I'm mentioning, they are good shooters. And there's some who are not good defensive players, but at the same time, they can develop that real easily. And I just think by having somebody like maybe a Jarrett Garland, no, not Jarrett Garland, Darius Garland, I just really think by having somebody like him, who most Laker fans really appeal to. He's a point guard, but at the same time, if he teams up with somebody like Lonzo Ball, who at one point, guys, he still hasn't developed that shooting ability. But I believe he will someday. But if you have somebody like a Jarrett Garland on your side, would really help, develop that sort of shooting ability that the Lakers are lacking. And I just really think by having somebody like maybe like him would really help boost the Lakers' chances shooting wise. He has been, before he got injured, he has been ranked in the top 2 or top 3 overall selection in this year's draft before he got injured. And obviously, once he got injured, his stock, kind of dropped, and he's somewhere ranked around number 4 or number 5 overall in this year's draft. So having somebody like Garland on your team would really help the Lakers' chances of being a good shooter, shooting wise in this league. So somebody like him would really help the Lakers' chances. And honestly, guys, out of these 4 guys, I just really, if I had to really pick who the Lakers should take and who would really help them long term and be that sort of reliable player, I would really, it's very hard to say. I mean, all these guys are very talented guys. But if I want to look for someone who is, reliable and ready to go and who is NBA ready, I would really honestly go after either Reddish or DeAndre Hunter. Those 2 guys, they are reliable type of players. Now, a little bit, I lean basically more on DeAndre Hunter because he's sort of an NBA ready type of guy, and he is a type of a third option for the Los Angeles Lakers when it comes to be a reliable third player on the team. And honestly, if he just learns from somebody like LeBron James or have players around him like a Kyle Kuzma or a Brandon Ingram, that will be a sort of guidance for his potential run in the NBA, will really help his chances of developing to a very talented, bright player. And maybe someday he could become he is a sort of an all-star caliber player when it comes to his sort of high profile of his ability during his times in Virginia. So I just really think by having somebody like him who is NBA ready and he can shoot and he someday can develop his defensive ability will really help the Lakers' chances of just really compete in the Western Conference. And by having somebody like him would really help the Lakers' chances, and he can really develop to a very bright young player in this league. So and honestly, by somebody like Reddish, he is a reliable, good player, but at the same time, he needs to develop that sort of a reliable, like, if I'm going to rely on you, you should be on your A game type of player. And he really lacks that during his times in Duke. And I just think maybe because of somebody like Zion Williamson and R.J. Barrett, they just really took over that sort of mentality of being two of the best players on that team, and he just really just developed or just adapted to that sort of mindset. And somebody like those type of athletic minds when it comes to who's the leader of that team, and he just was that sort of third option for that team. And I just really think that if he just develops that sort of ability to just move out the way, not move out the way, but jump in and just take over take over a game, then I just really think by having somebody like him would really help the Lakers long term. And honestly, overall, if the Lakers go after either those two guys that I brought up, or maybe like a Jarrett Culver, or maybe a Darius Garland, all of those four players, they are good players and they are good shooters. And I just really think if the Lakers go after any of those four guys, that I'll be fine with. If they go after somebody that I don't really know and just probably just caught us off guard when it comes to any sort of selection that we don't even know about, then I'll be disappointed if somehow the Lakers go on a different direction and not go after these four prospect players. Now, there is a wild card that I'm just throwing out there that it could happen, but I just don't really think that he will potentially land with the Lakers, and that is R.J. Barrett. Because there has been some speculation that maybe the New York Knicks will either select a Jarrett Culver, so because they have some interest in him, so they could go after him, and potentially maybe R.J. Barrett will potentially land with the Los Angeles Lakers. So it is still up there, and it's still speculations, but if it doesn't work out, the Lakers do have those four other prospects that they could potentially land. And like I said, I mean, if the Lakers do go after those four potential players, I'll be good with that, because they are shooters and some of them are good defensive players, and they could work well with our young core, and also with LeBron James as well. Which, by the way, Garland, there is a potential possibility that the Lakers might select him in this year's draft because of the relationship that he has with LeBron James. Garland also has the same agent as LeBron James, so obviously he signed with Clutch Sports, so and his agent is Rich Paul, so with that sort of relationship, it could potentially happen. But at the same time, the Lakers do need to go after some players who are basic needs. They do need shooting guards, and they also need shooters. And the Lakers, with those four prospects, that's an A+ on their end when it comes to any sort of shooters that they're looking at. And secondly, when it comes to shooting guards, they are potentially combo type of players. I mean, they play multiple positions. Most of these players that I mentioned, like Reddish. I mean, the guy he can play the shooting guard, and he could also play a small forward. Same goes for DeAndre Hunter. I mean, the guy is basically a pure small forward, but at the same time, with his shooting ability, he can also play multiple positions when it comes to either a shooting guard or maybe a power forward position. So most of these guys do know how to play multiple positions, but at the same time, there is some speculation that the Lakers just might go after Garland when it comes to the relationship with LeBron and also with Clutch Sports. But I don't really think they might go with that, but it is a possibility that they will go after somebody like him. So guys, please comment down below, give me your thoughts about this prospect of this year's draft. And honestly, who do you guys think the Lakers should select? And I know I've been rambling for these past couple of videos, actually this past minute when it came to, because I noticed it, and my apologies about it, but when it comes to these certain players, it's very hard to choose who is the best player that the Lakers should select. And I just really think by somebody maybe like a Cam Reddish or a DeAndre Hunter is the best way to go when it comes to a third option type of players and who can shoot and also at the same time have that athletic ability. And I just really, and that basketball IQ as well. So honestly, those two players are number one on my list. If I had to go like a plan B, they should either go with a Garland or a Culver. One of those two guys. And like I said with my own wild card, maybe an RJ Barrett, but I don't really think RJ Barrett will land at the number 4 overall selection. That's if the New York Knicks go with either a Culver or maybe they potentially will trade the number 3 overall selection, because there has been some rumors that they are exploring to trade it to the Atlanta Hawks. So it is a potential possibility that they will do that, but it still remains to be seen. But guys, please give me your thoughts about this whole draft prospects. Do you guys think that they should either draft Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, Garland, or Culver? You name them, guys. If you guys think those 4 guys are real talented and they should really consider those 4 guys as the number 4 overall selection, or do you guys think there's somebody else that I can't really think on the top of my head? I mean, honestly, I can't really think of any others who are potential number 4 overall selections. I mean, if you guys think there's somebody else, please comment down below. Do you guys think that maybe the Lakers should trade the number 4 overall selection? I mean, there is a possibility that they will, but if they don't, they should use it on somebody who are good shooters, who have good basketball IQ, and obviously who are NBA ready, who are just ready to go when it comes to first day of the regular season. So honestly, guys, that's my own thoughts and opinions. Please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy.